Be quiet. Be quiet. We are in the awkward season of I haven't bothered to prep all of my winter gear by aka finding it, and so I'm wearing mismatchy gloves because I can't find my other work glove and I can't find my other winter glove. So that's what we've got going on right now. Welcome to Lil Troyer Farm, where real life happens on this little farm in northern British Columbia. It has been cold and snowy, and we are transitioning into our winter season where we can hit minus 30 degrees Celsius and sometimes even minus 50 degrees Celsius. It's ridiculous. I just searched it up yesterday because I was really curious. I'm like, what zone are we even in? I have no idea. We are in zone 3A up here in northern British Columbia, where I live specifically. So today, this morning actually, I drove an hour to the next town over. It's called Dawson Creek, and I went to the Co-op Agro store and I picked up some goodies, and so I have to unload that out of the truck and go feed all the critters. So come join me as we are enjoying this windy and starting to Chinook kind of fall but winter day. Have fun. No sponsors, no shout outs other than I'm giving Redmond salt a try. It's literally just loose salt. I'm gonna start adding this into some soaked feed for horses, as well as just offering it free choice for my goats, because I've heard good things, and so we're gonna give it a try. I'm always trying to up my game when it comes to caring for my livestock, the goats and the horses, and so we're gonna try it. This stuff, $10 cheaper at the Co-op Egg store versus my store in town. Same product, same supplier. What's the deal? An element because our stock waters are frozen. Some zinc for the goaties. Let's go deal with this. So currently we are experiencing about 56 km/h winds. It is 4 degrees Celsius, but it feels like -4. Or maybe it was 3 degrees Celsius, feels like -4. I don't know. It's nicer than it's been the last few days though. So what are you yelling about? You guys ready for your afternoon feeding time? Yeah, you're all just pregnant and hungry. Or hangry, I don't know. Let's go get you some grub. I should check to see if my stock waterer thawed out finally. Raven, excuse me. Just coming through here. I just threw him some little bits out just to keep him occupied. Uh-oh, that tells me something's wrong. So this froze because our heater, our electricity is not hooked up to this stock tank yet, but that's not a good sign if it's not flowing into it. Shoot. Well, I will let my hubby know about that one, and hopefully he just shut the valve off and it's not, frozen way down into the ground. So that's fantastic. I guess we're digging out water hoses. Got a huge amount of hay now. They get fed twice a day. I try my best to make them clean it up. If I'm noticing that they're throwing a lot on the ground and trampling it, I will feed them less the next time, because then that tells me that I fed them too much and that they're not eating that amount. This is probably a little excessive, but they did not get fed this morning because there was still some stuff for them to clean up this morning. And so I topped it up. They could probably get away with being fed once a day, but I don't know. Especially when it's cold, I want to keep that rumen nice and full, because that's like their internal wood stove. That's what keeps that. It's like stoking their fireplace by feeding them good roughage that they can ruminate on all day long, to keep that internal fire going, to keep their bodies warm. They're also burning extra calories right now because they are hardening off, kind of like a plant would, where it's getting colder. They're growing all that big winter hair, as well as they're all pregnant right now, as far as I'm aware. There might be a few that's not pregnant, but I haven't seen anybody go back into heat. So I'm hoping and praying that they are, in fact, all pregnant and they all caught on their first cycle. How wild would that be? Yeah, everybody's dry right now. The one that I wanted to show you was this girl right here. This is Bambi. She's a Nigerian dwarf goat, and she has a baby left here. Her name is Peaches. Unfortunately, things didn't work out with the people that bought her, and so she's still here. And so Miss Bambi here has been not wanting to wean her baby on her own because she's just that kind of a mom. And so I had to wean her baby for her. And so I separated them, which really was not ideal because Peaches had to wean all by herself. But I've been waiting for Bambi to be dry. She needs to be dry so when Peaches goes back, if she does try to nurse again, then she's going to be like, oh, there's no milk here anyways. Oh, well, I guess that's it. There's a chance that she could start nursing and bring Bambi back into milk. If that's the case, I'm going to have to go through a whole different approach. But the likelihood of Miss Bambi here going back into milk, especially because she's also pregnant, it's very unlikely. So I'm gonna go grab Peaches and I'm gonna bring her back in to the herd and we'll see how it goes, right? Oh, I should show you what I mean. So what I've been looking at has been her udder. Go eat some food, Bambi, you and your big fat belly. So you'll see that her udder is pretty much non-existent, and that's what we want to see. It was kind of big and I figured, well, let's give it a couple more days, and then with that cold snap and then their water froze over and they've just been licking snow, that's what she needed to dry off. I will get some water going in here, but for example, Rose has been dried off. She's just kind of maybe got a little bit left in there, but it's pretty much nothing. And then Reba got dried off at the same time, pretty much nothing in there. And then Robin over here was dried off way earlier than both of them. And as you can see, her udder is pretty much non-existent. So that's what we're looking for when they're dried off. Everybody else is a yearling. They were dry already, but those ones were the ones that were milking. Oh yeah, same with Rebel Rose right there. Nothing left of that udder either. So we are on schedule for doing the right things. So this here is Peaches. She was born May 23rd of this year. She's not pregnant, obviously, because she's just a baby still. This is Bambi's girl. And we will, I mean, as of right now, the plan is to keep her because the market sucks. Nobody's buying Nigerian dwarf goats because everybody's breeding crappy pet quality goats that don't have good genetics, right? I had her for sale for $350. That's not that much money for good genetics, but people were upset that I wasn't willing to give her away. So she goes straight to where? Not her mother way over there. She goes straight to the big bin of feed. The reason why I didn't want to keep her separate for longer is because she's all by herself and she's got nobody to keep her warm. And so with this colder weather happening, I figured, you know what, let's bring her back so she has other goats to snuggle with in the barn or in the shed. And she is right there. Her first thought is, ooh, fresh hay. Yes, I am all over that fresh hay. We'll see how she does in here. Hey, Bambi, I heard some motherly squawks coming out of you. We'll see what she does. You want to go say hi to your baby? My 3 lonely Nigerian dwarves that are pretty much useless in this market, unfortunately. But thankfully, they're so cute, right? But that's why we have the mix with heavy on the Nubian breeding program. All right, we're not all that excited, are we? Oh, look, there's your mumsy. See? Just nothing. No interest so far, which is great. That could change, but... Rebel, be nice to the baby. All right? My goodness. Bambi, we're starting to get what looks like a baby belly. She's due the 21st of January, which was another reason why I wanted to make sure that she was dried off completely, just because she needs time to reset and rekindle, use all that energy to raise those sweet little babies inside without nursing that tank of a baby. You're massive. It's crazy. All right, you guys. Happy winter day. Enjoy the Chinook because it's only gonna get chillier. Yep. All right, let's go take care of the grain for the horses. Looks like that stuff froze. It's like a smoothie consistency. That'll have to go in the shed. A little bit of my bit of magnesium oxide. No kitty, not for you. Just a tiny little bit. It's like a gram. It's not very much. I know this baggie looks suspicious, but I promise you it's not what you think it is. Then a little drizzle of that. Give it a nice stir together. And we've got our supplements ready. No kitty, nothing up for you. So Miss Breeze here has been getting the recipe free because she's been dealing with her heaves problem, which is essentially lung inflammation. There's varying degrees of severity and lung damage that can happen. Why are you dribbling all your food? Your teeth were floated just this summer, like 4 months ago. Keep the food in your mouth, all right? She's been struggling with heaves. I've added in a supplement, so the omegas. It's like camelina oil and then magnesium oxide. I started her on anti-flam and then have since switched to recipe-free. It's a blend of 15 different herbs, or herbs as some people like to say. And it also supports their detoxification through their lungs. And so far, she's been cough-free. Her nostrils have not been flared. Don't spit it all out. I'm not sure why she's doing that, but should probably have to get checked next year again by a dentist. But she's been doing much better with the supplementation. The other steps I'm looking into is trying to figure out the possibility of steaming hay or soaking hay for her. But because I feed everybody all together right now, it's kind of a complicated matter because I can't really steam 120 pounds for everybody. Because once all the rest of the horses come back home and need to be fed hay, that's a lot of hay to try to steam or soak. So I am still trying to figure out the logistics of everything. Hay steamers are very expensive to buy, but you can look into like DIY hay steamers. So we will see. So I just realized that I forgot to figure out my water. I did text my husband, but I don't know if I should wait. I don't know if I should wait till later, because in the case that, oh my goodness, in the case that he can't fix it and there's a bigger problem, then the horses are going to be without water. So I'm going to haul this out to the horses and hopefully fill it up. Yes, there is snow, but I would prefer them to have water, especially because Breeze is still in milk, feeding Ladybug. But it takes horses a lot of extra calories to lick enough snow and eat enough snow to stay hydrated. And that would just be a nightmare if they were not hydrated properly. Whee! And then somebody, ooh, that worked out. And then if somebody colicked because they weren't hydrated properly, then that's on me. So we're gonna see if we can rig up a hose to the pump shed and get that filled up for these girls. I try not to make these videos depressing. So many of you appreciate the realistic problems that arise on a small farm. But let me tell you, it kind of gets annoying after a while to not be like, oh guys, here, come along with an easy and straightforward chore time. Instead, there's something that happens that's gone wrong. That wind is nasty today. Power is trying to flicker. Would not be surprised if we have trees that go down. So this stock tank is not working. So I'm gonna steal my hose back and take it to the pump shed. And hopefully my hose is long enough to reach from the pump shed to the horse pen. It used to be, but then somebody drove over one of the ends of one of the garden hoses and bent the fitting, and so that no longer connects to anything. So, oh yeah, I forgot to grab the end of my hose. I've got to cook supper yet. It is 4:45. Uh-oh, now we're gonna get stuck on a stump. It's 4:45. I've got to cook supper yet, as well as I have a piano lesson to teach this evening. So another fun fact about me is that I play piano and I teach a few piano lessons during the year. And so piano lesson starts at 6:30. It is 4:45. I've still got to make supper. But first, horses need water, and I'm hoping that the rest of this hose is not frozen solid. There. Now the roof is trying to drip on me. It's fine. Okay, crank that on. I don't have much hope that it's not going to be froze solid. I do not feel any water. Oh, I can hear one spot that's frozen for, oh, that's frozen for sure. Okay, well, it's fine. It's totally fine. It'll thaw out in cold weather, right? Sometimes I have to go along and break it in my hands and then it'll flow. We'll try that. Like it or not, that is going to be a husband problem this evening, or a my problem at 8 o'clock at night. I guess I could, I don't know. Oh, not even that bad. There it is. It's all pressured up and the water's got nowhere to go out the other end of the hose. So that's where we create issues. So I'm going to haul this hose and put it in the pump shed, I guess, just in case we can't get those stock waters going. To be continued, I guess. Embarrassed to even show you in here. So we've got like a potato thing there. The floor already is usually wet because our pipes leak. I've got a shelf that we've been using for some tools and some supplements. I've been putting feed in there because it's off the ground. It also triples as our tack shed / golf clubs that are never used. So I just put the ends in that bucket, and I will turn up the heat a little bit in here and see if we can get these hoses to thaw out just in case we need them. Shove it in there. Yes, there's a saddle on the floor. Don't judge. So when I say that, you know, we tackled a lot of projects this year, we did, but there's always more stuff that could and should be done. Tack shed, feed shed would be one of those things. Something that's mouse proof, squirrel proof, cat proof, where you can put all your feed and your tack and you don't have to worry about anything getting into it. But like I said, a job for another time. So it's probably going to be the end of this video. We will get the horses and goats water one way or another, whether we are out there at 8 o'clock at night packing 5-gallon pails of water to everybody, or if my husband can get the waterers working. But thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys down the road.